Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We're excited to welcome Tim Realbuto to our program today. Tim is known for his work in front of the camera as an actor, but also now, especially through his new project, Yes. He's also a writer and producer. He's also an individual who's been able to show his creativity in a lot of different ways. We'll talk to Tim not only about that and what it's been like for him to do what he loves, the response to his new film, Yes, and, of course, let you guys know how to stay connected with him along the way. Tim, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. What an honor.
Well, look, Yes is definitely a great project. We're going to let our audience know about that and really I think the response as well as the themes in it. But I want to talk about your career for a moment because, as I said, people know you for what you've been able to do in front of the camera, but also I noticed in prepping for this segment, music is a big part of your life, and now, of course, writing and producing. What has it been like for you, Tim, to be able to decide what you want to do and then be able to go out there and do it?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I love the theater. I come from the theater, so that's how I started, and I love music and singing. So how I pick a project is based on the day, really. Right now, I'm working on a lot of film, and sort of left music a bit behind, but not. It's never too far behind.
Right.
But I'm working on film. It's really just whatever I'm feeling passionate about at the moment, and I just work hard to get there.
And I think, too, there's a lot of people who are inspired by you, Tim, because, I mean, the industry you're in is not an easy one, right? So, I mean, you have to be prepared for the long haul. I mean, did you know going in that this was going to be a marathon and not a sprint?
Yes. Definitely. I started this when I was 5 years old, and I knew even then it was going to be hard because my very first audition I ever went on, I was either 4 or 5. I didn't get the part. So I've known rejection from a very early age. And I'm just used to it at this point. It is definitely a marathon, but the no's outweigh the yeses in this business. But when you get that yes and you get the support and you get to do a project that you're really passionate about, it's completely worth it.
Yeah. So I think when people see a project like Yes, I mean, in many aspects, people will say, Tim, is definitely reminiscent of some of the headlines we see. But I also love that you're able to tell the story behind the headlines, right? I mean, so we'll get into how that came about because I saw in an interview you did, you kind of told kind of part of the story I didn't know about how Yes even came to be. But, I mean, you've been able to do a lot of different types of projects. You mentioned theater. Of course, you've been able to do things, that are more on the lighter note. Then you have projects like Yes. Is that also part of the fun that you're able to slip into the skin of different characters from project to project?
Absolutely. So much fun. I love someone just asked me in an interview recently that they said that I tend to gravitate more towards drama, and I guess that's true. But I love doing comedy, and I love doing musicals, and it's any kind of genre, really. And it's the most fun.
And, of course, you've been able to find an audience over that period of time. So take us into the story behind Yes, because I think our audience will find this interesting. So what I understand, and you can correct me on this, Tim, this all began with a screenplay, is that right?
This began with a stage play, actually.
Okay.
We did Yes, 2-person stage play in New York. It started as a workshop, and then we took it to Detroit, and then we took it back to New York. And we played off Broadway, and then we came back and did it again. So it was on and off as a stage play for about 4 years, me and another actor, just 2 of us. And then, one of the audience members, who was a director, a film director, happened to see the show, and he said this would make a great film. And we started working on the screenplay for it. And it turns out that director is not the one who ultimately directed the project, but it was an audience member who told me it should be a film. And so I was able to write the screenplay and, of course, when you're writing a screenplay, you have to open it up to more characters and more locations, which was great because we now get to see characters that we only talk about in the play. Like my sister is a character I talk about, the teacher is a character we talk about, and these are now people that we get to see and interact with. And it was wonderful writing the screenplay. The play is all there, but there's just, that added bonus of seeing more locations and more characters.
Yeah. Could you have imagined, though, when you were starting on this journey, that the world would kind of catch up to it in a sense?
When I started this project 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it wasn't as much in the headlines as it is now. It's always been there. Hollywood has always had a dark secret. But I never imagined how relevant it would be. Someone the other day just told me that they were abused as a child and that the movie really spoke to them and really helped them, and I love hearing that. It's the fact that it's more relevant now than it was maybe 6 years ago is truly special to hear, and I really hope that people see that it's out there and it's something that actually happens.
Yeah. Do you find, though, that there is, and I guess we see this in Yes, Tim, but we also see it in the world, too, that there are good people out there. Do you think part of the lessons, though, is to be able to see the signs, to know the signs, and also to be able to use your voice to say something?
Absolutely. If you have any kind of platform, use your voice to speak up and try to right the wrongs. There are definitely good people out there, and there's definitely evil out there as well.
Yeah.
And they both need to be spoken about. Everything needs to be spoken about, and there needs to be a mirror put onto society so that we know what's going on.
Really good point. For those who are just tuning in, he's on the radio side or online. You're listening to Conversations Live. We're speaking with Tim Realbuto today. We're talking to Tim not only about what it's been like for him to do work that he loves as an actor, writer, producer, his project, Yes, we're going to let you guys know how to stay connected with that. But you've also been busy on a lot of other things, Tim. I noticed that prepping for this. This has been a different kind of year, I think is an understatement to say, but we'll put it that way when it comes to 2020. But have you also seen there's been some opportunities there that people like yourself have been able to be a part of and to take advantage of?
I don't know how, but somehow I'm working this year, and I'm literally on a break right now from filming my next movie. There is more opportunity because there's a lot of people who need work. So when we were putting this film together, it was maybe a bit easier to get some names attached and to get a lot of crew attached. And we have the best crew right now working, the best cast. And I'm not sure if these opportunities would have come in a year where everyone is working on so many projects. This year is very, very light. But I feel very lucky to have a job at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. Has it been easy for you, Tim, to see yourself as an example for others?
No, I always feel like I have imposter syndrome. I always feel like I love that. I would love to be an example for others, but you don't feel that way about yourself. But if other people can be inspired by something I say or something I do, my goodness, that's just the best gift possible.
Well, I think it's definitely going to be one of those things. You mentioned, of course, working this year. Another opportunity that I've seen some being able to really use to their advantage, Tim, has been social media. You've been very active there, being able to share with your fans, making videos for them, sharing projects. But I want to talk about how that's kind of aided you also in promotion of projects like Yes.
Social media? Yeah.
Yes.
Social media is... I don't know how we lived before it, honestly. I don't know what we did.
Right? How did
we promote our projects? I'm trying to figure that out. Without Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of that. I go on there and I'm as active as possible because you want people to know about your work and you want people to know about what you're doing. And I also find out about what other people are doing through social media. Absolutely, it's the best platform to get yourself out there and to learn about what's going on as well.
Such a great point. So with that being said then, I mean, what about our audience? How would they be able to see Yes?
Yes is now available on demand on most cable providers. It's also available on Amazon and iTunes and all the streaming platforms.
Yeah. And I definitely encourage our audience to watch it. I think there's definitely a story there that people will be able to not only appreciate, but also to want to tell other people about as well. I think that's the great thing about it. I was able to see it through our friends at Amazon there. I'll be writing my review there, Tim, for sure. Definitely encourage our audience, no matter what streaming platform you normally use, make sure you guys watch it, share your thoughts, and keep the conversation going. And, Tim, how can our audience stay connected with you?
I'm on Instagram at Tim Realbuto Official, and I'm on Facebook at Tim Realbuto Official, and you can find me on Twitter at TReallyButo, just REALBUTO. Type it in, you'll find me.
There you go, and we'll make sure that we tag him as well. Tim, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate you sharing part of your break with us. We appreciate this.
Absolutely.
Again, everyone, go out there and watch Yes. You will definitely enjoy it. And, Tim, it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime. Looking forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you so much.
Hey, more than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make today amazing. Take care.